news leader. This is NBC 10 News at 6.
Right now, blasted out of his shoes during a plant explosion, but not his first brush with death. Aaron Brownlee's remarkable story and an update on his recovery. 2 arrests for a deadly shooting on South 3rd and Monroe. We'll tell you who police have in custody and their charges. Plus, controversy over a candidate vying to be one of the Twin Cities voices in Baton Rouge. What the issue is and why election officials say the complaint may not hold weight. We thank you for your time and for your trust. I'm Gordon Boyd. Burned badly the week before Christmas when part of what his company makes blew up in his face. 6 weeks later, the worker hurt in the explosion at Esterline Defense Technologies in Camden is responding and recovering, and his brother tells NBC 10's Gabrielle Pfeiffer he will get through this.
He's a natural-born fighter.
He's always been a fighter, and everybody knows that.
37-year-old Aaron Brownlee has been in the ring with death many times in his life. As a kid, doctors didn't think he would make it past his teenage years with his sickle cell disease, but he managed to overcome. Brownlee has also been struck by lightning and has even had a couple of wrecks. Despite all of that, he's still survived.
Now 37. And still going.
Bearden Police Chief and Ouachita County Officer Jared Brownlee says his brother is determined to beat yet another battle. He's fighting for his life at UAMS after getting blasted from an explosion.
So you could just picture him fighting in Iraq or something and getting blown up. That's the kind of injuries he sustained. It blew him out of his shoes.
Aaron Brownlee suffered third-degree burns on his face and legs and broke every bone in his body except his spine. Doctors tell the family there was no bleeding or swelling in the brain, though he does have war zone-like injuries.
They believe that he's going to survive this. They have been trained for this, but Aaron is the first war zone-like patient that they have had to work on.
Chief Brownlee tells me his brother will have to have surgery on his eyes, mouth, shoulder, and legs. They've gotten so much support during this time, and he says he's very thankful for the community's support. Reporting in East Camden, Gabrielle Pfeiffer, NBC 10, your local news leader.
The Brownlee family has been traveling to Little Rock for treatment, and Esterline Defense Technologies is paying for their housing while they care for Aaron. 5 days after he was shot dead, only blocks from his mother's home, Monroe police have arrested a man and a boy for that crime. Demetrius Wilhite and the unnamed juvenile are charged with second-degree murder. Wilhite is being held in the Ouachita Correctional Center without bond. The shooting happening on South 3rd Street in Monroe around 3 o'clock last Saturday afternoon. 38-year-old Charles Ellis lived with his mother. She and other family members say that he was walking through their neighborhood when he was shot. He had only $11 in his pocket. District 17 in the Twin Cities needs a special election to have a voice in Baton Rouge when lawmakers convene in April. But a citizen's complaint questions whether one candidate should even be on the ballot, much less serve legally. NBC 10's Bria Jones has talked to that candidate, Rodney Welch, and the DA. What's the issue here?
Well, Gordon, Rodney Welch is running for the District 17 seat in the House of Representatives. However, a red flag was raised when someone pointing out he does not live in the district. This railroad marks the end of District 17, and Rodney Welch lives on the wrong side of the tracks. He's running for state representative in the district, and this week someone challenged his candidacy. But Welch says he didn't think he was doing anything wrong. Did you think there would be a problem?
I did not think that there would be a problem, but I felt that someone possibly would try to contest it. But that's why I was very honest up front. Made sure I put my domicile address.
Welch admits he does not live in the district, but didn't know it was a requirement. I went through documents outlining the qualifications of candidates from the Louisiana State Secretary's website. It says to qualify, candidates must live in the district they want to represent the preceding year. The Ouachita Parish Clerk's Office told me they don't verify candidates' addresses before qualifying. And Welch says he jumped at the opportunity when previous state representative Marcus Hunter's seat was left vacant.
When Marcus's seat became vacant, that became the wow factor for me to let me know that this is real. So I just kept going back and forth. Rodney, is this something that you should do? Is this something that should do? Should you wait? Or, you know, and something just kept telling me, you know, now is the time. Now.
He says he wants the chance to fight for the district he grew up in.
I stepped out on faith and just believed that if he's brought me to this is the opportunity that he's given me to do it, and I'm going to make it happen.
District Attorney Steve Tew says the complaint was filed after the deadline and found void. Therefore, Welch will remain in the race. However, if he wins, he must move to be able to serve. In the studio, Bria Jones, NBC 10, your local news leader.
Bria, thank you. No end in sight for the longest government shutdown in our country's history. 800,000 federal employees about to miss another paycheck. Today, lawmakers failed twice to approve plans that would have reopened the government. The Senate didn't have enough votes for President Trump's proposal to extend temporary protections for some immigrants in exchange for money to pay for a barrier or wall. Ditto for the Democrats' plan to reopen the government, 2 weeks to negotiate border security and immigration law, but with no money for a wall. Louisiana's Steve Scalise, the Republican House whip, blames the Democrats for, he says, being unwilling to talk.
How do you solve an impasse when the President of the United States continues to put offers on the table to solve this problem, to reopen government and secure our border, and the Democrats' response is that they're not going to talk? That's unacceptable.
Battle, the president says, is about national security, pretty much taking a toll on it, according to a letter signed by 5 former Homeland Security chiefs, TSA screeners, FBI agents, Border Patrol agents, among those on the job without pay. Senators now looking for a third way to get the government open. City leaders from around the country have converged on Washington for the winter meeting of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Monroe's Jamie Mayo among them, talking infrastructure, inclusion, innovation. Mayor Mayo says the conference is a helpful way to share ideas to improve their communities.
Well, we always deal with economic development and jobs. We deal with housing and homelessness, and generally those are always on the table. Sometimes educational issues on the table, helping to support minority and women-owned businesses. Those are the things that we take back. This is my 18th year, so when I come, I always look for something different because times change.
The conference continues tomorrow with meetings on how to reduce gun violence within communities. Buy your tickets for this year's St. Jude Dream Home now. We have almost a third of the tickets sold already, and if you get your ticket by Friday, March 8th, you could win a lawn care maintenance package from 3B Outdoor Equipment. Tickets only $100, but once they're gone, folks. Braco Construction building this year's home in Monroe's Egret Landing with a sale value of about $450,000. To get your tickets, call 800-726-9874 or go to myarclemist.com. Click on the St. Jude Dream Home under the Community tab. A battle in Bossier Parish over religion in schools. There's a settlement for it. We're going to share the end result to a story that has gained nationwide attention. Energy bringing dozens of high-paying jobs to the Arklin Mist. We're going to tell you how many and where.
Well, across the region, it has been a topsy-turvy week. Why end it any different? Another chilly night headed our way. Pleasant weekend, but could we run into a mix of rain and snow early next week? We'll take a look at it. The full forecast as NBC 10 News at 6 continues.